is the headquarters of the truth. This is the man, Blakk Rasta. And I'm most excited to be with you. This is where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't compromise the truth. Oh gosh, this is the voice of the Patriot. I remember, this is the headquarters of the truth. I'm most excited to be with you. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. My brother, my sister, I am most excited to be with you. And this is where it goes. Today we have a number of issues to look at. And I want to start by looking at this one here, my brother, my sister, taken from My Joy Online. And he says, 21 Burkinabés arrested for involvement in Galamsey on river bodies in Amancia West District. I read, and this was published today, the 27th of October. I read, now the Amancia West District Security Council, DISEC, has arrested 21 foreign nationals, all identified as Burkinabés, for alleged engagement in illegal mining, Galamsey activities on river bodies at Esasi, Bontifufu in the Ashanti region. Now the arrest followed a special intelligence-led operation executed by the district police commander and the formed police unit under the command of ASP Solomon Edusei Bekun. Now, according to ASP Bekun, the suspects were apprehended during a coordinated raid targeting areas where heavy environmental pollution and destruction had been reported. We moved in swiftly upon receiving credible information and arrested the 21 Burkinabés actively engaged in mining operations on the water bodies, he said. Now, several mining tools and pieces of equipment were also confiscated during the operation. ASP Bekun further stated that the illegal activities had severely impacted the environment, leading to the destruction of vegetation and farmlands and the contamination of water bodies that serve as vital drinking water sources for nearby communities. How did the Burkinabés enter the country? Do we know? Can anybody tell us? Our border control, is it still working or is dead? How did 21 Burkinabés enter the country? Did they come in legally or illegally? Are there loopholes that we have to look at? If they entered legally, fair enough. If they entered through loopholes, can we seal those loopholes? Again, my brother, my sister, when you start destroying your father's house, you would always have people to help you destroy it and bring it down to ground level, because you are irresponsible and you are not ready to be commonsensical. Can I tell you more? It is sad that Burkinabés will leave. They will leave their country and come into Ghana and help you destroy Ghana. And according to this report, ASP Bekun tells us straight away that their activities have degraded land in the area. Farmlands are gone, vegetation gone, water bodies very seriously deteriorated and polluted. My brother, my sister, If we had shot and killed a few of these people, I am sure by now Galamsey would have been controlled. And I keep saying it time and again. These are animals who do not, my brother, my sister, need to be treated like humans. In fact, they are worse than animals. I do not fathom how a man who claims to be human can destroy water bodies that human beings drink. I do not fathom how people who claim to be human beings can destroy farmlands, vegetation, flora and fauna, knowing very well that life basically depends on these things to be able to wax strong. So if you are not behaving like a human being, we shoot you. If we had shot 5 Chinese people, shot 2 Burkinabés, shot 50 Ghanaians, my brother, my sister, I am sure Galamsey would have ended. It's better to sacrifice 50 non-commonsensical Ghanaians to save the rest of the millions of Ghana than to sit back and play diplomacy while this stupidity is going on. It hurts me. For how long can we continue pretending that government is not in bed with this dirty Galamsey thing? Oh, they say Galamsey is supporting the economy, so they treat it with kids' gloves. They pretend to be fighting it, yet party members and executives are unleashed onto these Galamsey sites, and they recruit people from Burkina Faso, from China, and all over to come in and help destroy our motherland. Shoot them. If I were president, by now, we would have shot and killed some people. And I'm waiting to see how many people will come from China to come and do Galamsey here, knowing that 5 of their nationals have been shot and killed. If this was Trump's America, bombs would have been unleashed on them. Again, it's better to sacrifice a few people, my brother, my sister, in order to save the rest of the people. These people have demonstrated that they are not human beings. Shoot them. Why? They are busily killing us, and we still consider them as human beings. What kind of sense is this? I fail to understand. Can somebody talk sense into my head so that at least I would understand what sense I am lacking? Today, Burkinabés, who have been chased away by Ibrahim Traoré, my brother, my sister, because they are refusing to think as human beings, have found a common ground where idiots operate, and that is Ghana. Is it not annoying? In Burkina Faso, I was in Burkina Faso only a couple of months ago. When you drive through the red lights, they stop you and make you clean the gutters. After that, you go and pay a sum. Can we do that in Ghana? We are more British than the British. We have copied all the bad laws of the British. And their good laws, no, we don't want to hear. Ibrahim Ouattara's Burkina Faso, you dare not do any Galamsey, they will skin you alive. So they have found a country that is more democratic than the forebearers of democracy. And they are here to do foolishness. Shoot them. Can you do Galamsey in Uganda? No, you can't. There is Yoweri Museveni, who is ready to puncture their bodies with bullets. Can you do Galamsey in China? No, they are too wise to do that to their country. Yet, They are here. And our leaders are playing democracy. My brother, my sister, if I were the president, I would issue that statement. Galamsey is never supposed to happen in this country. Why wouldn't we let only the government be engaged in mining like they do in Rwanda, like they do in Uganda, like they do in China? Yet we give people licenses and they mess up our land. Are we that daft? Don't we have any common sense anymore? Oh yes, but we are getting gold from them. But it is helping our economy. My brother, there's something I'm reading here and it's bringing tears into my eyes. And I'm reading this. My brother, my sister from Ghana Web, look at how tears are going to run down your eyes. We are a very nasty people with no common sense. Now I am reading here, and it tells me that NPA is now trying to rescue forests and other places that have been destroyed by Galamsey. My brother, they won't rescue that with air. They won't rescue that with big grammar. It is our own money. Billions of Ghana cedis will be pumped into this. And thieves will be ready to even steal money from Ghana's predicament. Why don't you prevent all this by shooting these Galamseyers? If you allow your son to go in Galamsey, we shoot him. If your father goes to Galamsey, we shoot him. If Chinese come to Galamsey, we shoot them. And let's see the next Chinese people who come here and do that. Let's see the next Burkinabés who will come and do Galamsey. Ghanaians seem not to be thinking. Can you do Galamsey in Burkina Faso under Ibrahim Traoré, who everybody is praising around the world except France? My brother, what is making people praise Ibrahim Traoré? His firmness. If you throw a piece of paper in Burkina Faso today on the street, they will let you clean 20 kilometers of road. After that, you will pay a fine. When you go home, import aboniki and massage your waist that is broken. It hurts. What are we doing to Mama Ghana? Until the last man dies from water pollution via Galamsey, I don't think that the average Ghanaian would think. Shoot them. Next thing I want to look at is taken from 3 News online. And it says, I speak the truth because I love NPP and Ghana. I am for peace. Kennedy Japan talks. And I read, a flag bearer, aspirant of the new Patriotic Party and former member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Oyine Japan, has clarified that his outspoken nature should not be mistaken for troublemaking. According to him, his frankness and willingness to speak truth to power are driven by his genuine commitment to truth, justice, and his unwavering love for the NPP and Ghana. Now, speaking during his just ended unity tour of the Upper East region, Mr. Ejapong emphasized that he had no intention of creating division or animosity. Rather, his focus remains on promoting fairness and reconciliation among party members. Hallelujah. Hey, you can criticize Kennedy Japan for everything, from womanizing all the way down through to being unnecessarily vituperative verbally, all the way down to contracts that he pulls to himself using political power. But there's one thing you can never take away from Kennedy Japan, that he is a man who speaks the truth. Yes, he has numerous children via numerous baby mothers. He still has girlfriends that he takes to his numerous houses. And he keeps saying that. There is one thing that is clear, the truth. My brother, my sister, I can see a man who wants to see his country develop. I can see a man who wants to stand by Ghana and make a name. Now, some people have asked me, what has he achieved at his constituency that he had served for so many years as an MP, as in Central? I haven't been there. I don't know. But my brother, my sister, the fact that a man wants to see development and wants to leave a legacy does not necessarily mean that he is competent enough to achieve that. To have a good heart is a different thing altogether from translating the good heart into building good things. Hallelujah. Somebody write it down. To have a good heart is different from translating the good heart into doing good things. It's like a dream. You have a dream is equivalent to a good heart. You want to see Media General developed and gone lofty in the world of media. Are you capable? Can you do it? Can you not do it? That is the reality on the ground. Is Kennedy Japan capable of transforming Ghana into the Ghana that we want to see in the next few years? First and foremost, he's an accomplished businessman. He's been able to make a lot of money and build a lot for himself. Has he been able to build his community? That is what we should look at. Several years as an MP in Asin Central. What are his achievements? Can we tally that with the number of years he's been there? If it is something that is yes, then we can say, then let's give him a hand. Let's give him a try. If it is no, can we find out why it is no and why all these years the people kept voting him back if he was doing nothing? We need to ask ourselves all these questions. Speaking good English is not the yardstick for developing a country. Nana Addo would have turned Ghana into a whole paradise with his big English, Shakespearean English. Being fluent in speech does not translate into nation building, or else Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia would have turned Ghana into El Dorado. Kennedy Japan says that he speaks because he loves Ghana, and I support that. I also speak because I love Ghana. Even when I'm sick, I have kaka, whitlow, and I can't even open my mouth. Thankfully, I've never had kaka all my life. Never all my life. If you have ever had it, sorry. But I see people who have toothache, whitlow, my brother, my sister, and they can't open their mouths. Even if I had that, I will still speak truth to power. Look how Galamseyers are here. 21 of them from Burkina Faso. These are those that have been arrested. How about those who have not been arrested? How about the Chinese tormenting us every now and then with this dirty Galamsey? Am I being a racist, or I'm just speaking the truth? That's what Kennedy Japan is saying. He critiques his own party because his own party is going wayward. He wants to see a better Ghana. He says he wants to break the record of Kwame Nkrumah. Is he capable? How do we find out from his constituency? Charity begins at home. Was he able to build a sin center? Do they have electricity? Do they have good roads? Do they have good water? If you are a philanthropist and supporting people all over the place to do businesses and all that, have you been able to develop the area? These are the things we should look at. If the answer is yes, he's been able to move it from 0 to about 6 out of 10. He's worth giving the chance. We have given the chance to even empty-headed people to rule this nation. Arrogant people to rule this nation. I leave it here. Now, my brother, my sister, I'm going to take the very last story, and that will be done for now. Now, my brother, my sister, there's a story here that I'm reading from Graphic Online, and it breaks my heart. It says, police pick up 5 more suspects over Asemko chieftaincy murder. And I read, now the Western Regional Police Command has arrested 5 more suspects in the killing of John Aban, brother of the chief of Butri and Asemko. The police said on October 24, 2025. Now the arrest took place between October the 23rd and October the 24th, 2025, in several locations across the Western region. On October 23, officers arrested 50-year-old Kwabena Sirifi at a hideout in Mpatano near Asemko. The Regional Police Intelligence Directorate arrested 3 suspects in Abuesi. On October 24, John Eshen, also known as Abeku, 25, Joseph Edu, also known as Mori, 45, and Stephen Nyami, also known as Joe, 18. The police said the 5 joined hands already in custody, bringing the total arrest to 8. Police records show Kobna Musa, 55, was arrested on October 18 at Huntumano near Butri and appeared in court with fellow suspects. How many people have observed that chieftaincy disputes have increased in Ghana lately? There was a chief who said he doesn't want to be chief anymore, and people were crying, throwing themselves on the ground. I am happy to see things like that. That means he's done a good job. But he's realized that the impediments in his way are far too much. If he means to stay as the chief, he would be Mr. Doolittle, and the people will come back and call him a failure. Unlike Babomia, who was reduced into a mate, a driver's mate, he refused to be reduced to that level, and therefore he decided to step out. Death before dishonor. That's what it means. My brother, he set a very good example. When he was walking away, the applause was the loudest. People even shed tears, begging him to return. But he said no. How many of us will behave like the driver's mate, continue enjoying the poor poor Ghanaians' taxpayers' money. And later will come and tell us to vote them into power so they can be the drivers. What a joke, the joke of the century. My brother, my sister, this is what it is. Chieftaincy disputes all over the place. My brother, a lot of these disputes is because of galamsey. And I want to bring that to your notice. Land. Go and find out. 99% of all these areas that are having chieftaincy disputes is because galamsey has become rife. People are doing galamsey there. Gold is coming out of the land. And now the people are fighting the chiefs because they feel that the chiefs are enjoying galamsey money. They are selling land and enjoying galamsey money. For that matter, they have to be exterminated. Can we ban chiefs from just selling lands without the explicit consent of the Minister of Lands and the Ghana government? If we have such controls, my brother, my sister, it will make chieftaincy very, very unattractive to galamsey chiefs. Am I making sense? I am saying, can we stop chiefs from selling any piece of land for whatever reason and purpose without the explicit consent of the state? No chief is bigger than the state. No chief in Ghana is bigger than Ghana. Before you sell any piece of land, we want to vet what purpose the land is going to be put to. Is it mining? Do we allow it or not? And when we find any activity that is going on a certain land, and the chief is not reporting or stopping it, we arrest the chief, lock him out with common criminals, let them sodomize him, my brother, my sister, make him unfit to be chief again. We need these laws, or else our country is gradually becoming an animal farm, better still a jungle, Banji Empire, Cassava Republic. I am angry. A lot of people want to be chiefs, not because of the heritage of chieftaincy and the love for culture. No, it's because of selling land and galamsey. Lock them up with common criminals. When they are sodomized,